Hi, my name is Mallory Noble, and this is my self-improvement presentation. We live in a world that's focused on winning, on being better than everyone around us. We don't care what it takes, where we have to go, or what we have to do. We want to be the best. But what if instead of trying to be better than everyone else, we tried to be better than ourselves? That's what the book The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, written by Stephen Covey, tries to explain. The book covers a handful of things that we've discussed over this course, such as how we deal with conflict and the way we think about and perceive things, and how we look to others for validations for our actions. Today I'd like to talk about a few of the habits that really stood out to me, and those would being habit 1, our paradigms and our personality and character ethics. Second, habit number 4, win-win situations. Next, habit 5, seeking first to understand, then to be understood. And finally, my attempt of incorporating these habits into my daily life. While reading this book, I learned a lot of things about myself that I didn't know. I also learned a lot of things about other people that I didn't know before either. Habit 1 talks about our paradigms. Our paradigms are kind of like maps. They all have different directions, different paths to be taken, and they all have different destinations. And with our paradigms comes our personality ethics and our character ethics. Our personality ethic says that smiling wins, that you can put on a show and put on an act that you know that people want to see, and you're going to get the results that you want. You know that your personality says that you can pretty much go out there and just be a fake person and you'll still come out on top because you did what people want to see. But that's the difference between personality and character ethic. Character ethic is having the sincerity and following the golden rule, so to say. The golden rule being do unto others as you would have others do unto you. So if you treat people genuinely the way that you want to be treated, they'll treat you the same way back. And I think that's really important. I think that treating people with a sincere thought and not just putting on an act for them is really important, because too many people put on a face and they go out in public and they portray this person that they're not, and when you really get to know them deeper, they show their true selves and it's not what they portrayed, and that can really turn people away and make you a very unlikable person. And with our paradigms comes the challenge of figuring out which road to take in our life. And that's where our win-win situations come into play. Win-win situations say that there's enough to go around. When there's conflict, if you really think about it and try to put yourself in that other person's shoes and genuinely try, that you can come out with a win-win situation. Not all situations have to end win-lose or lose-lose. There's possibility for everybody to come out with something that will be sufficient enough to make everyone happy. And with that comes your character ethic. And that's because if you just put on a show, you're not really going to get what you want. You're going to end up hurting the other person, or you might even end up losing, who knows. But if you have good character, that will really get you farther in life than having just a good personality that you can play. This also comes into play with the my way or the highway type of thinking. We as a world, I think, have become very selfish, and we really focus a lot on ourselves, and I think that a lot of that has to do with the way that we were raised. I know the way that I was brought up, I was involved in a lot of sports, and with my sports, everybody got a trophy. Everybody won something. And I think that that's kind of carried on into our daily lives as we get older. And I think that some people think that, oh, that person got that trophy, why don't I have that? And we tend to get jealous of the other things that people have that we don't. And we look for validity and trust in other people. Everything's a competition now. She's prettier, he has more money. Especially if you look at celebrities, they've got the big mansions, the yachts, the name brand clothes that we want, and the news kind of portrays that to be the lifestyle that you want to have. And of course, who doesn't want the nicer things in life, but sometimes where you are can be just as good. We must learn to rely on ourselves rather than others, but to rely on ourselves, we must learn to think on a whole new level. And that's what Habit 5 says. Habit 5 is seeking first to understand and then to be understood. We tend to have a solution before problem frame of mind. We tend to prescribe the prescription before we diagnose the problem. We have selective hearing, and we only hear the things that we want to hear, and that's why we tend to not find the problem before we diagnose it. I think people like to skip over the minor details and just cut to the chase because they want quick results, and you don't get results that quick. They take time, they take thinking and development. It's always a my needs first type of thing. If something's going wrong, we always say it's the other person. We want that attention. We want it to be everyone else's fault besides ourselves. We don't take the blame for anything, and we just jump the gun and we jump to conclusions without really getting into deeper things, and that can really cause a lot more problems than if we actually take time to think about things and really evaluate what's going on. The things that I try to incorporate in my daily life are being proactive, listening to my language. I really concentrated on the things that I was saying to other people. I wrote some things down that I had said, and when I looked back at them, I kind of thought, wow, why didn't I think more about that? That really wasn't a nice thing to say. I try to be part of a solution, not a problem. I really tried to, after I had seen some of the things I was saying, I tried to sit back and really concentrate on the things that I was saying and think deeper about what I was going to say before I just blurt out some answer. I tried to identify win-win thinking. I tried to think situations through and try to come up with those win-win situations so that both parties benefited. The mutual agreements and I tried to really be as selfless as possible because some people's needs are bigger than mine. I don't have a lot of problems that are major, but there are people who have things going on way worse than what I do, and I think that that's something that we all need to kind of put in the front of our minds, that some people have things going on that we don't know about, and when we jump to conclusions or just think things the way we want to see them, that it just doesn't end well. I really reevaluated my opinion on things. I tried not to see as black and white and down a long and narrow one-way street. I tried to see both ways and go about different directions. In conclusion, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, written by Stephen Covey, provides many tips and suggestions to help you reshape your mind and change your perspective of how you're seen by others and yourself. Next time you're talking to someone, try to see things through their eyes. Really focus on how you're processing what they're saying. Don't just blurt out the first thing that comes to your mind, and really try to understand what they're saying before you try to have yourself be understood. You might surprise yourself if you do that. Thank you.